some things that I have to do while I'm off stream because they are very prone to freezing during workshop mode. It won't freeze during normal gameplay. So like I said, certain areas are prone to freezing. Oh, why does my Wi-Fi on my PC always disconnect? It's disconnected about 6 or 7 times already today. It's riddled with malware. Wow. It's not even letting me connect to anything. There we go. So I just have to copy and paste some of the rules, because I don't want a repeat of the debacle that happened this afternoon with all the jackasses that decided to come to my stream. Okay. It's nice to extend the road all the way over here. It's this area here where I have one of the workshops that it's also prone to freezing during workshop mode. So that's another area that I'm going to have to do off stream. So let's continue this road. So what I'll do is I'll replace that workshop by that car. And I'll just worry about scrapping the crap in that submerged town later. Should be highlighting. It does not. be highlighting this bramble bush. It does not want to do it. Okay. I have to make sure when I open up the workshop that I'm not looking at the main portion of the build, otherwise that will freeze the game. So I have to look away, open the workshop, which is much quicker than the main build. Yeah, what are we gonna do here? Depending on whether or not this freezes while I'm building this road to the submerged part, will determine whether or not I continue with it or not. Because if it's going to constantly freeze, then it's not going to be worth it. But in the same token, I'm interested to see how far I can push this. Kind of like how people love pushing my patience. I'm not thoroughly enjoying this sticking right out. I really wish I can view this without it being highlighted green. Problem with it highlighted green is that green line hides any cracks that may or may not be there. Oh shit. There we go. What is it? Oh, well, there we go. Okay, I have to... Wrong workshop. Go over here. This, yeah, that's workshop number 1. Workshop number 2. Workshop number 3, this is workshop number, well, workshop number 5 actually. Alright, I'll be able to add on there. Looks like it's in line with the road. We're pretty high up. See if we can grade that down. course direction. So a slight course redirection. Oh, it's a little bit high. I'm not sure if I want to bring it down or not. Let's save it. This music's so friggin' prone to freezing. Work. For a tool that grabs the middle of the closest object, it really does not follow its own rules. Hide that with the retaining wall. This is being a bit of a slut. and change again. Let me get my bearings. Grab a marker. Oh, the road's really hugging this part here anyways. There's the center line, which means the white line would be over here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be hugging the wall all the way down. Okie dokie. So get this in line. So we're not going toward it or away from it. Wondering. It's right here. Oh, where did that little guy move? Save it again. Bring that down slightly. So I'm just contemplating to myself. Before I continue, I think I'm going to lay a little bit of brickwork here to see how high this is going to be. I pretty much would have continued all the way here. So let's get that done right meow. Grab a little bit further away. Calmese Tabernacle Stay. This is frustrating. About there. We need to bring it past that curb. Okay. The only problem with doing all this outside stuff is that most likely means I'll be able to add less stuff inside the project. But I'm not really sure until I continue with it. I don't want that curb to be showing. It's the only thing. Ugh, it's falling asleep. I'm just not fond of that multi-directional brick lane. Whoever lays bricks like this in real life wouldn't have a job for very long. Might show through on the other side, I'm not sure, depending on how high the grass is on that side. Oh, that's how high the grass is on that side. So it will indeed show through. I have hedges there, but only going so far. Good. Oh God, it was was able to get rid of that motorbike. I have to say that's one of the biggest things I despise the most during summertime are people's obnoxiously loud cars and super obnoxiously loud motorcycles. Like, talk about an instantaneous migraine headache. When I live 5 blocks away from Crowchild Trail, which is an 80-kilometer-an-hour freeway. Well, actually, it's more like a 100-kilometer freeway, but yeah. So I get to hear people's vehicles at all sorts of times during the day. It's just fabulous. Is there a potential way I could cover that up? Not without a lot of work. Still unsure what I'm going to be doing with this area here, if I can indeed do anything at all with it. That's what I think I'll do. Could potentially lower everything. If I ever get a computer to be able to run this game off of, I will make my own mods. Should rectify the issue on this side. Most certainly did. Just a little annoyed with this, but that's okay. My hammer. My back is itchy. Oh, I worked out today, so it's not in its usual spot. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Oh, I have a hammer and I use the quad end, curved claw end, because it's at the perfect angle to scratch my back with. Now I just need to find a buzzer, a shaver, that's angled properly so I can trim my own back. Which is something I'm unable to do by myself. Double check that it's not dicking us over on the side. Very good. spot wicker. Yeah. Let's see what that's a part of. Should actually be doing this in the other workshop, but it's fine. That'll work right there. Disable. That big piece. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so the main build here is at 49.1 times the workshop. And I want to see if I can push it to at least 52, which gives me about a build bar limit to finish all the streets. And then it gives me a couple build bars to do something with the rest of the interior buildings. But I don't expect that I'll be able to push it, the inside, more than 2, 3, 4 build bars. not fond of that retaining wall sticking up. Okay. Sorry, just contemplating some design ideas here. Alright, let's go sleep and get some more light. We got about an hour, 2 hours of light left. I need to stick a curb portion here. Oh, scheiße. With that once I put a retaining wall in. Unless I just don't see how the fuck that's gonna work. Okay. Well, it's pointless even. Okay, I'll have to fuck with that later. Why are the sound effects so effing loud on this? So tell me, how the hell is that the middle to the closest object? Jesus Christ. Again, how the fuck is that the middle of the closest object? I think it should be mandatory for every Fallout 4 builder to have to do 5,000 hours of console building. And not only counts console building, but unmodded building. Yes, indeed. Follow those markers. Oh, come on, you little bitch fuck. Oh, it's a really steep gradient. I'm not sure if these will be able to keep up with it. In fact, I know they won't be able to. Okay. Oh, some of the organizing that S'more does is really not logical. They have a new update for S'mores as well that I absolutely refuse to download. I learnt my lesson the last time I did that. It was during the middle of this build. Well, I'm unable to open up an entire menu because of that update. Hence why I'm not updating s'mores again. I really wish that they had a save file of the update before you updated it so you can go back to that save file. But you can't do that, can you? Not on console, at least. Unless you own 2 PS5s. Something with that. Oh my god. Oh, it's so much more peaceful when I don't have little assholes in my chat. I want to ramp there, but the thing is with the ramps in this game is that they're at such high degrees. They're like 45-degree ramps. I don't know what the hell a 45-degree ramp is supposed to do. Like when you have ramps, they're supposed to be gradual. You might as well have an 80-degree ramp if that's the fucking case. Anyways. Much more gradual ramp. Excellent. It was either that or I would have been forced to use this. Like, who wants a 45-degree ramp, for Christ's sake? It's good for support, but it's certainly not good for lifting shit off of. back. Just about half an inch. That's good enough. Wish you can save your game in real life. Oh, how nice would that be? It's really hard to talk when all I hear is the fucking sound effects. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this down. Jesus, so fucking loud. Oh, that's a little bit better. I can hear myself talk. Which I'm not really fond of, but I need to be able to hear myself talk so I don't trip over my own words. Where was I? Okay, let's see what this does. I go with my high point first. It's curved. I think that'll be another entrance point of the intersection. Gotta be careful venturing out this far, it might freeze. Okay. Let's just save it for good measure. Okay, let's time it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 seconds. because my mouth dried out so much. Love water. Oh, he's starting to get a bit cockeyed there. Good. Combining these two are going to be a little bit. Yeah. Worry about that later. One thing I won't be doing with the outside retaining wall is putting fence line in. Oh, just, yeah, that would eat up way too much. Yeah, it would be nice to fix up one or two of these buildings in the submerged part of the town for like a forward operating base or something. Like a lookout station. I know on the other side of this project there's a cave that I want to make into something. I think I'm just going to bring that to there. That way you can actually see the ramp. So it looks just a little too stupid with it covering everything up. Yeah, it depends on what I go in the build. I'm pretty confident that I know what does and does not freeze the build. Just a lot of trial and error. Like I do a lot of work off stream as well, testing different areas to see if it's going to freeze or not. So I pretty much tested every area in the build. What it won't do is freeze during normal play. I'm not in workshop mode unless I use the scope, in which case in certain areas it will freeze. So it'll be much more coolio when I'm finished. Damn it. My in-game character is permanent build now. Did you specify? Has a numerity of different connotations to it. Thing is, I've already played Fallout 4 in its entire playthrough, and the majority of the side quests 7 years ago. Yes, being an architect and a designer is also something I have in common with my character. I'm a natural at both of them. You certainly do not need to go to school to be an architect. Well, to be honest, it's pretty boring. Watching you build. Happy that you find it entertaining. I certainly am not always in the best of moods, so that does not help. That's because you're a nice person, Angel. You don't piss me off, and you haven't said anything to piss me off. Some people, the minute they open their mouth, they're done for. I'll never talk to them again. It's just the person that they are. And I can immediately tell if I'm going to be able to get along with you or not. Another cold. Need some more sleep. I can put some gun turrets up here if I do this. Oh, it's not hiding that portion. Oh my god, am I going to lose my tool? Nope. Yeah, and unfortunately, 95% of people are just stupid. I mean, it's not entirely their fault. They just had shitty role models their entire life. And absolutely no one to discipline them. Especially the newer kids. Oh my god. I thought they were bad when I went to school. They're 100 times more, they're 100 times worse, more spoiled, and a lot more vicious. What does night watch entail? It's funny because I was bullied in high school and elementary just so I can be bullied and ridiculed here on YouTube from the same little bastards, but at a different time. I missed that. What did you say? It's like the cycle continues. I'm not even fucking in school anymore, and yet I'm still getting teased by the same little cocksuckers. Night guardian for your kid? For a residence? Need to be more specific. The crappy thing is, too, I live right by a fucking school. So I can't even go out during lunch hour or when there's schools getting out. Verbal autistic. I don't blame him. I'd be running away from life too if I was his age. My back's jigging. How the hell am I going to tell this is the same height? God. I have to put the other retaining wall in. Excuse me. Always causing problems, eh? And then I have that in common. Should have actually been raised up all the way down. Oh well, I'm not changing it now. So this part I want to leave open. just glad I never had kids. No offense to you, I don't mean any offense at all. But I am in no position to be raising a child. That is most definitely for sure. Well, I can't afford pot. I can't even afford food. I should have been on AISH already. Fuck, I should have been on AISH for the past freaking 5 years. I'm still contemplating about calling my lawyer and friggin' taking either the province of Alberta, the government of Canada, or the medical system to court. So I should have an extra friggin' $60 to $70,000 in my pocket over the 5 years that I haven't been on AISH. So yeah, I'm seriously considering taking whoever I need to court. Fuck, I'll take on the entire government if I fucking have to. Well, yeah, that's $60,000 out of my fucking pocket. 5 years of my life wasted. Society are the ones that made me into the fucking person I am today. And all society can fucking pay for what they made. Yeah, I'm seriously contemplating that, but that requires me to call my lawyer. And we had a falling out years back because I own $1,500 for getting me out of a ticket. But it's been long enough. He likes me enough. And I'm sure he'd be interested in the case. Map what out my plans? I don't need to map anything out. It's all mapped in and all mapped out in my neurotic brain. Be the same if I were to map this settlement out. That's just something that can't be done. This is a design that develops as it goes. I just want a PC or processor that'll allow me to build up the entire Commonwealth. Is that so much to ask for? Like, I want to personally put Fallout London to shame, all by myself. That's a really good mod. Well, not that I've played it, but I've seen lots of demos on it. Had a really great mod team, but that's something that I could have done myself. It's too long. That's too short. It's too short by about 2 feet. And of course, the other one will be too long by about 8 feet. I don't want it to go past that lip. I grew up with computers. VIC-20, Commodore 64. I learned basic programming at the age of 6. I'm going to have to go with the smaller one. On QBasic, because my brothers were 6 and 7 years older than me, respectively. And my eldest brother was a computer programming whiz, so I learned programming off of him at a very young age. Where was I going with that? Yeah, I remember there were lots of games that allowed me to practice level making and track making and animation, even with the Commodore 64. Yeah, I want that. Put a pillar there and see what happens. So yeah, moral of the story is that I've been building for a very long time on PCs. Since 1983. I wanted that lip covered up. Shit. Yeah, grew up with computers, but thankfully I grew up without the internet. Even in high school, I remember in grade 11, which is 96, and grade 12, 97, when we did have the internet, but it was just in the library, and it was so effing slow. But at the time, I just thought, who the heck would ever get into this? They made some very vast improvements with it. But I thank God that I grew up without internet. God almighty. Well, I actually played outside 75% of the time. Computer time would be nighttime or on weekends. We used to do family things as well. We had a bunch of pirated games, like, about 150 of them. We had summer games, winter games. We used to have contests between 3 of us. My eldest brother, my father, and myself. Middle brother never played all that much, as far as I can recall. Oh, don't say, oh, I despise my family. They will never talk to me again in this lifetime. That I can assure you of. No need to say oops. I mean, they did a good job in preparing me for life. But where they failed was that their love is conditional. And money means more than love ever will. That's where they failed. No need to feel sorry for me because of that. Like you said, it is what it is, right? Which is a horrible saying, by the way. You're pretty much conceding to what is without wanting to change it. Good. Probably stick a curb there and then some more brick. See what that looks like. What's this little bitch doing here for? Curbs, where are they? It's not bloody long enough, is it? It is not. It's hard to get a vantage point on this. Yeah, that's one thing I miss is doing model miniature painting. I don't even have any of my model miniatures anymore, or any of the ones that I painted. They used to take 8 hours to paint a Warhammer miniature. And that was just a basic miniature. You know the incredible amount of detail that you need and a steady hand that you need in order to paint in the black pupils of an eye, let alone the whites of an eye. You only have one chance to do it, and if you screw it up, then you have to repaint the eye. You needed an incredibly steady hand for that. So I miss doing that because I can't afford friggin' $1,000 worth of paints and brushes anymore. Not to mention where am I supposed to do it? So I can't do that anymore. I miss oil painting, but again, I can't do that anymore. Because where am I supposed to do it? Like I do everything in my friggin' room. That means you're overstressing your wrists if you have carpal tunnel. Why can't I re-grab this fucking thing? It's just all the arts and crap is all super expensive. Like I remember my Warhammer Citadel paints, and fuck, that was back in, well, I was 15, 16 when I first started painting, which would have been grade 10, 11, 12. So that was back in 95, and I had about $500 or $600 worth of Citadel paints, plus a couple $100 worth of brushes, plus all my landscaping scenery crap. So yeah, I had about $1,000, $1,500 worth of Warhammer Citadel stuff, and that was back in 95. So inflation is what, double that now? I need to reset this fucking thing. Oh, do I want to keep it there? Because we have that gap there. Yeah, there's a lot of things I can't do simply because of the financial position that I'm in. I mean, I don't even have it that bad compared to most people out east. Western society is quite spoiled. Having that there kind of defeats the purpose of having a curved piece, but oh well. Let's just go with that for right now. Oh, I'm on a forced hunger strike. For how much longer? The next week? likely hide that. Oh, fuck this headset. Oh. I hate wearing headsets for extended periods of time. It gives me a friggin' headache. Yeah, the headset does feel like a friggin' vice grip over the top of my head. Not to mention having electromagnetic frequencies friggin' envelop my head as well. What's it called? Induction? It's been a while since I've taken electrical theory. I had to take it as a telecom lineman in the military. But electricity doesn't flow through a copper wire, it flows around it. I believe that's called induction. I'm not sure. Oh, I always have tinnitus in my head. There isn't a freaking second that goes by that I don't experience tinnitus. Shit, I had that lowered down. Fuck. Hold on a second. I'm gonna bring it up to that. Sometimes it's really low pitched, like a constant hum, and other times it's like a. So it's either frequencies being sent through the air, or there's some sort of something in my head, which I won't specify because I don't want to get a friggin' community strike. It's so difficult to feather this thumbstick. Well, it doesn't want to grab it now. I have to reset this fucking thing. Remove that tool. Past that line. Oh, that's about 2 feet past that line. BOS soldiers pissing me off. Judge the height on this. Half of that line. How far in are we going? About there. Oh, police. Is that showing through? Yeah, that's showing through. It's about 1.5 bricks. Okay, yeah. That's a nice effect. I don't like the fact that I can't just walk on it. I have to jump up slightly. I'm gonna have to rectify that. Holy fuck, this headset. Oh, Jesus Christ. How the hell can people wear these things for fucking 8 hours at a time? I'm gonna use my PA tool. Yep. I'm gonna have to do a PA tool cleanup after this live stream because there's about 5 of them that are being hidden at the moment. Need some more blood circulation if you're cold. That's one thing that I'm never low on is iron. In fact, my blood work is usually always good. I lost another PA tool. Ah, you fucker. I want to grab this now. This is too out of place to leave that there. Aguay? That's that green crap, isn't it? I know what you're talking about. No, that's not how it's spelled. And I'm also not sure how it's spelled. Oh, aqua? A-Q-U-A? We're talking about another herb. Like guava or something. wash or not. Let's wash. Let's go grab some more daylight. And I need to take a Tylenol. Unfortunately, because of this game. If you have a headache and you need a Tylenol, then you should stop whatever you're doing that's giving you a headache. But I need to get some work done on this friggin' build. Oh, fuck. Where did I place my Tylenol? This. Yeah, I try not to take too many drugs over the counter pharmaceuticals. I just have to go to the washroom quickly. I almost wonder if I can have a walkway that's slightly submerged. Possibly. With it being submerged, it won't take anything away from the main focal point, which is right there. amazing. I don't think I'll need to go higher than 2. Ministry, how come that sounds familiar? Aren't they trance or techno? Yeah, Ministry. My party days, music days, and rave days have been long, long over. Thank God. They're fun while they lasted, don't get me wrong. Crazy fucking times. I'm glad that part of my life is over. Not sure regarding name it is, I'll have to Google that. Does that keep it pop up? Oh my God. Doesn't want to grab it now. This side. Holy. I shouldn't be doing that. I don't know why the fuck it's wanting to pop up like that. Wow, Korn, that is old school. And again, I remember when Korn first came out. Kind of the same thing I remember when 99 lift balloons first came on the radio. Was that like 85, 86? All these songs that people classify as old songs, I would classify as new. Because they weren't around when I was born. I remember when the majority of those songs all came out. How the fuck am I going to do this so it's centered? The only thing that might work Part of me wants to raise that up one more. Yeah. That should be good. Done to see what it looks like. Question is, do I want to store these? I would certainly love to store this fucking gigantic stump that's in my way, but I can't do that, can I? C'est la vie. Am I going to be able to reach down here? Let's move this closer. Indeed it is. You have to be careful in this area. This is a mildly risky area for the workshop mode to be in. I quite frankly wish that the temperature does not go over plus 21 this entire summer. I enjoy colder days than I do any hot days. Perfect temperature for me is anywhere between 0 degrees and 15 degrees Celsius. Actually about -5 to 15 degrees Celsius. That to me is perfect temperature. Okay, let's get to work. I might be able to reach this car now. Excellent. Yeah, I would much rather be cold going to sleep. I know what it was like last summer for 8 to 12 weeks, sweltering hot, and my room was about plus 40 to plus 43. It was plus 35, plus 36 outside. I live upstairs. Well, I had a shitty little fan. But yeah, my room was plus 42, plus 43 degrees. I had to take a shower 3 or 4 times a day, freezing cold, just to keep myself from overheating. So yeah, I absolutely detest summertime. Fall's my favorite time of year. Also the most beautiful. Summertime, there's just too many obnoxious people outside. Yeah, it was absolute hell. You certainly did not want to know me during that time. I was not a happy camper. could do so much with this build if I wasn't limited. Yeah, heat waves are horrible. I've lived in the most extreme heat waves, and I've lived in the coldest cold as well. Remember Winnipeg, the year that I lived there was -40 for about 3 weeks straight. I remember Saskatoon in grade 12, it was -50, and then it was with the wind chill, it was about -74, -75. And I had gone to school that day. And that particular day, Saskatoon was the coldest place on the planet. -70. I think it was like -73 or something like that with the wind chill. You went outside and any skin that was exposed would get immediately frostbitten. I fucking went to school in that shit. Okay, we have that marked out. I need to use this for later. You know, I'll never forget when the water main backed up. I've never seen cars literally frozen to the ground before. Only in Winnipeg. Why the fuck is this being a little bitch? There we go. Holy slut liquor. How the hell am I gonna do that? Okay, I need another object. Yeah, I'll never step foot in that disgusting city again. What an evil city. Just at that point in my life where I want a nice quiet cabin up in the mountains. Absolutely no 5G. No power lines. No radio. No unnatural frequencies. Just me and nature. That's what I long for. And especially no person within a 50-mile radius of me. Oh, that's also high on my list. Out in the mountains, not so much the country. I like a piece of land that I can take care of. It'd be nice to do another land art project on a giant acreage. Sure beats sitting on my ass all the time and working on Fallout 4 builds that no one fucking appreciates. Just my land art projects people can interact and walk through. Winterfell was another 5-year project that was never complete. I had big plans and ambitions with that place. But vandalism got the better of me. Exhausted my entire savings, 35,000 plus. Landed myself into a homeless shelter, lost 85% of my material garbage. All for a land art project. Oh, this is not being very cooperative, is it? Grab the middle of the closest object. Does that look like the fucking closest object to you? Fuck. Well, it looks like the one that I'm directly fucking standing over is the fucking closest object to me. So if anyone has an acreage and they want to have a master land artist come out and completely remodel the land for you, I'm open for bidding. I have to bring these back a bit. Should be able to hide that with a retaining wall, but let's see if we can get it over a bit. Holy fuck. That's one thing that upset me. CTV had a remodeling of their, what you might call it, the social media sites, I guess. My CTV coverage is no longer on Google. It's nowhere to be found. The only place that you can find it is on my YouTube channel, where I thankfully made multiple copies of it. My CBC news coverage you can still find on Google, but not my CTV. I was not happy, to say the least. And they're like, no, we only keep videos for up to 10 years. And my philosophy is, what's the fucking point of even having a fucking video up if you're only gonna have it up for 10 fucking years? It's stupid. Oh. Let's just hope they never want to do a news story on me again, because I'll tell them to shove it up their fucking ass. I suppose it's just another lesson on the ephemeral nature of our physical plane of existence. We as souls are just having a short little experience here. Thank God. Well, I got your permission? Did you talk to them? Interesting. Safe. Holy shit. My head's beginning to throb. It's like, how much friggin' pain am I willing to put up with to get this fucking thing done? You know, one thing that I've learned getting older is that you become comfortable with being uncomfortable all the fucking time. That's what I've learned about becoming older. I don't even like using the word old. I prefer using the word experienced. When you use the word old, it programs your subconscious into actually thinking you're old. It's not a good word to use. When you say how old you are, you should be saying how many years that you've lived on Earth. For example, I've lived on this here Earth for 46 years. Do I consider myself old? Not at all, considering I'm in better shape than the majority of 20-year-olds. Okay. That's on a steady gradient downwards. Might be, it's probably going to dip too low. That might be doable. Yeah, there are a lot of stupid people in this world. And the most dangerous people are the people that are sure of themselves. It's usually the very intelligent people that lack the most confidence. Stupid people are stupid because they think they know everything. And blind confidence is a very dangerous thing to have indeed. I just avoid them like a plague. That's why I just don't like leaving. I don't like leaving my domicile. I don't like going outside. I don't like going to the store. I don't even like friggin' going for a walk. I never know when I'm gonna be fucking heckled by little friggin' shithead high school students. Or run over by some stupid adult that's not paying attention. Retaining walls are going to be side by side. Oh. God, I just love the fact that there's this massive tree that I can't do anything about. You know, it would have been nice if the stump was here, a little bit higher, then would across, so I can walk under it, but can't do that. I mean, if I really wanted to, I can make it into something. But we'll see. Oh, that fucking menu is right in my cocksucking way. Like, could they make the menu any fucking bigger than it already is? Jesus. Oh. bit before I put the ramp in. Go in. I can already tell it's going to take away from that. No, I'm not very fond of cats. I mean, I don't mind them. But they're not my cup of tea. I'm a dog person. Crap. Actually, I think the best way to do this is to maybe putting a retaining wall there anyways. There you go. Yeah, I would love to own a dog. Again, that's one of the many failures my parents, or injustices my parents did to me. You know how much that would have helped out with my life, having a dog? My life would be completely different now. I could have had a companion during my freaking childhood. I'll never forgive my fucking parents for that, ever. And I still can't have a dog. They live in shared accommodations. And all dogs, well, almost all dogs, are naturally drawn to me. Yeah, we do have to come down with this fucking thing. Must be. Now what? I think I'm going to bring that in further. Like, how do you even make up for something like that? Ruining a kid's childhood. That's, you can never make up for that. There's not a fucking dollar amount in this world that'll fucking give me my childhood back. Should have a dog for emotional support is what I should have. I'll actually ask my doctor about that. Because there are people in Calgary that have emotional support animals. I'm certainly not going to find any emotional support from human beings. There's always strings attached with human beings. And you'll never meet a therapist or psychologist that cares about you. Yeah, animals are extremely therapeutic. I much prefer the company of animals over the company of any human. Animals have never harmed me. Humans harm me on a daily basis, whether that harm comes physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It happens on a fucking daily basis. Animals have never harmed me. Ever. So I much prefer the company of animals over humans. Humans have proven one thing. They're spiteful little creatures. I don't like how far... I'm iffy on this. Sizes. It's really eating into that quite a bit. Did I save it already? Yeah, I did. I need to back this up a bit. Maybe this end here should be sitting right here. It's the thing, people that have birds just keep them caged up anyways, or the majority of people. They look on YouTube and all their birds are out of cages and they're talking to them. Getting them to say stuff. I had a friend that kept birds in a fucking cage. Like, why bother having a pet if you're just gonna have them caged up? I'm pretty much just a slave owner at that point. Yeah, I'm gonna need to back this up a bit. Fuck. I'm even gonna do that. Take the stream, for example, that I streamed this afternoon for 5 hours. I was attacked by 3 separate fucking people. On one live stream. Like, yeah, that really makes me want to fucking talk to humans. What the fuck is happening with this? Well, that's not gonna work. Why is one end lower than the fucking other one? Try and get it as close as possible. Didn't highlight it so I can see it. Okay. Really leery about having anything come right in front of this. Like, I really wish the end of that was pushed back to about here. And right now it's encroaching on this. Let's go with that. See if we can work a little bit of magic here. First, let's save it. here, but that doesn't want to click on. Not that it matters, but I'm just kind of interested why it doesn't want to do that. I think the next time I'm visiting my GP, I'm going to ask her to put a request in for a service dog. And I'm sure if that happens, I'll have to find a new place to live. Something I can do to rectify that. Fallout 1 was bad for that. I remember when Fallout 1 first came out, it was riddled with bugs. My brother and I made memes of that game well before social media was even a thing. Sure how helpful this is going to be. Not at all. Oh, I don't play this game anymore for the storyline. Play it for building. It's kind of like Skyrim. I've completed Skyrim like 4 or 5 times. I've had about 8 different characters. And even though I've downloaded 150 mods, I just cannot bring myself to be playing a game that I've already finished numerous times. Like, there's only so much smoke and mirrors you can put on a game before it's just the same old game. And to be honest, it's not a very good role-playing game anyways. There's very little role-playing aspects to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but it's just not a good role-playing game. I really want to try the new Baldur's Gate that came out a year ago. Again, I remember playing all the originals. Those were good role-playing games. I'm just not happy with the unevenness of this. Yeah, if I zoom in here with my scope, it'll freeze the game. So can't do that. I'm pretty sure if I test those turrets while I'm outside of the build with enemies out, that'll freeze the game, because it's happened before as well. So when I go do a video on this, I'm going to have to be careful on how I use those turrets. An archway would be nice there. We gotta complete this retaining wall. I'm gonna make a pathway here. And then I want to make this into something a little bit more peaceful and serene instead of this hellish nightmare. I'll worry about that later. I think this gas pump will be more so of a museum piece. No, I wasn't really planning on that. Interesting. It'll be a lot nicer if I can actually finish what I have envisioned. The thing is, I envision extremely big. You know how big I envision? I envision this big. I envision a settlement this big. That is how big I envision one settlement. about to spend 10 years of my life on a single project. Depending on how things go, I might even extend it up here. I'll have to play it by ear. I can probably even extend it further this way. This is a huge, massive area that I can make into something. The workshop's really finicky here. If I open the workshop here while looking at the project, it will freeze. If I open the workshop while looking away from the project, it won't freeze. Thankfully, I was finally able to add some lights on top of this Jamaica X-Plane sign. I don't want to zoom in on anything from here while I'm streaming. So that's workshop number 4. There's a cave back here that I've already cleaned out that I want to make into something. That's just overloading the processor. Trying to open up too many objects at the same time. There's not much I can do with this side with the workshop mode. Because whenever I work on this building or any buildings on this far wall, it has a tendency to freeze during workshop. Far too late for caffeine, or early. I suppose I can stay up for another 24 hours if I needed to. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of buildings that are going to remain unfinished, which kind of sucks. Shouldn't freeze from here. I have to check out your channel, Angel. I haven't seen you live stream on anything in your channel though. So this building is supposed to be an armory and weapons building, which is most likely going to remain unfinished. I might be able to do the City Hall and Palace. The robotics building is most certainly going to be unfinished. Should just stream off of YouTube. I don't even bother with Twitch. I tried it once and no thanks. I'll stick to YouTube. Power building, completely unfinished. It's the Power Armor building / technical school. Technical school would be up top. I think this is as far as I'm going to be pushing this building. Just watch some YouTube videos on it. It's pretty easy to link up your PSN, your YouTube. is a residential building that will be most likely remain unfinished as well. This one has a tendency to freeze quite often during workshop. These are all supposed to be washrooms. One washroom per tenant. So I know what it's like to share a fucking washroom with 3 other disgusting people. So, power vein. Water building's pretty much done. I'd like to get this residential building somewhat done. The diner is pretty much 100% complete. Oh, there is one spot. I need to make a custom area for these shelving, the shelving and barbecue. I was able to add quite a bit of detail to the washroom. Ish. This is supposed to be a spa washroom slash gymnasium. It would have been multi-level, probably up to about, well, maybe all the way through. I'm not sure how I do this. This residential building I'll probably be able to finish. And this one I want to get done. City Hall slash Palace, I want to somewhat get completed as well. This is supposed to be a bar. Not sure if that'll get done. Yeah, these guys just reposition themselves wherever they want. Morgoth slash Melkor's cryo chamber is pretty much 100%. I need to add some stuff in here. Cemetery is complete. The cathedral slash church is complete. I'm a little bit leery on zooming in on anything with the scope from here, as it might freeze it when I look out here. I have to test that off stream. I like how that road abruptly ends. This is supposed to be like a Roman villa, which is incomplete. I was almost thinking of making it like fire, ice, water, and air for all four corners and making it some sort of meditation temple slash vegetation floral thing. What the fuck did that end up here? But I mean, that's just for one corner would be a lot of work. The amount of detail that I would want to put in. Yeah, it would be nice. There's tons of room in here. Even in this corner. This area is done. I have to change these flags so they're somewhat pointing in the right direction. This is kind of done-ish. It would be nice to put some more rocks all along there. This is an area that is unfinished, as well as this line area. This area here is unfinished. By the same token, I wouldn't mind having grass areas completely open in case people want to play football or catch or something. I'm not sure how many of these buildings I'm going to be able to complete. This is certainly one that I would love to get finished. This was the second building I remodeled when I first started this in November 2024. What the hell is that? I saw some flickering. Okay. I need to make some more tarps up here as well. Like this. And I have to put street signs, street lights, bollards, a lot of jazz. Right, we can't even see the cemetery from here. Unless I zoom in. That's how I'm able to build this big. If this was PS4, half the objects, well, A, it wouldn't even be, it would freeze automatically. Secondly, half the objects wouldn't even be rendering in. I could get away with a build this big on the PS4 Slim with the original version of the game, but the frame rate would be very low. One thing that I'm disappointed about is that the Charleswood basement, I cannot put a workshop anywhere in here. I've tried it already and it will not allow me to build. So half my plans for this build just went down the drain because of that. This will be for a vertibird. What do you think? Do you think this is worth 400 hours of work? Depending on how far I can push this build, I still have another 100 to 200 hours to go. Plus however long it's going to take me to make the video as well. Almost none of these objects are snapped. These are all hand placed. I need to cover that up. I forgot about that. I really wish I can clean the water up. There is a scrap anything mod that allows me to get rid of the barrels, but it only worked once, and then I could not load any of my saved files with that mod installed, so I had to get rid of that and then use the SDS, which is scrap that settlement, which does not get rid of everything, but at least it allows my game to load. That's one thing I don't like, is that the water is still disgusting. And there's rad buckets right there. The only thing that I can think of is making some sort of scaffolding and like a cleanup crew there or something. Fuck are these angled? Huh. That's weird. I can make the boat into something as well. I could replace these trees with live trees and just put them over top. Rest in peace. Yeah, I should be able to build it up here. I'm really interested on how far I can extend all these workshops while keeping the game relatively stable.